Right.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We got best out of 5 between Joe and Magic, and I got alongside with me 2 co-casters. They're not. Well, one of them is more of like a color co-cast. He's not that familiar with Age of Mythology, but he does play the other Age of Empires games. And then we have Strangestrike. You may be familiar with Strangestrike. He has a YouTube channel. Say hello, guys.
How are you? What's going on?
Hey.
Okay, good stuff.
Come on, man. We got to sound a little bit more enthusiastic here, gentlemen.
Oh, here we go. Fantastic game.
Now we're off to the races here. Here we go. I am Magic. I am Joe. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the rules of this show match is that $25 goes second, $100 for the first place, and it's a best out of 5. There's no restarts, no vetoes. If it's a highland, they both can agree mutually to restart. And also the last rule is you can't use the same winning god twice in a row. So here we go, Zeus versus Isis on Anatolia. What would you say is your main god, Strangestrike?
I've been playing Uranus for so many years, but I've been getting into Ra in the past few weeks. It's a pretty fun god to lane with and everything.
Okay. So what can we expect here, do you think? Are you that familiar with Zeus or Isis play?
No.
Okay,
I know the basics of it. I think you'd know a bit more.
Okay, so just to give you guys a rundown, there's 2 options you can do with Isis at the start of the game. You can either go for 1 dock, or you can go for 2 docks. So essentially you'd send 1 villager on either side of the map. I've seen it done before, but typically you just go for the 1 dock on the one side, and then maybe you could go for the 2nd dock as well on the same side.
Fishing real quick. Right off the bat. All right.
So here on Magic's side here, he picked Zeus, and we got a build order. 4 start on villagers on food, and then the rest on wood here so far. And it looks like they docked on opposite sides from one another. I'm kind of surprised that Isis player is on berries. There should have been some hunt somewhere, probably around
just below his granary, not even too far away.
Shouldn't red have some hunt, because blue is on hunt right now?
Yeah, look right below his granary. He's got some hunt.
Yeah, I see it now. So he's got some boars here that he hasn't collected.
He doesn't have enough food to keep producing right now.
Well, they're saying the game music's too loud.
Okay, game music's too loud. No worries. We'll change that game music for you. No worries. There we go. Done. So this is kind of odd. You got 4 sheep here. I'm not sure what that. Oh, I think that was done purposely to know if Joe sent a villager to this side. So I guess this is like the new meta, to have sheep guarding your side. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's pretty funny actually. He's even scouting with the villager all the way to the end.
I guess the point of this is just like to figure out, you know, if he's going to send a villager to this side or not.
No, I sense a villager rush, to be honest.
A villager rush? I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, bro. It's a single villager rush. Check it out.
Frank, what civs have you played in it? What's your favorite civ, Frank?
Gaia.
Gaia.
Nice.
Okay. Is there anything about this match that intrigues you, that you want to ask a question about?
Intrigues me? No, Tricks. Your voice humbles me and intrigues me, sir.
Alright, well, I appreciate your comments, Frank.
Thank you, man. I hope you have a blessed stream.
Alright, so moving on, just to get back to planet Earth here. We still see red on berries.
Villager fight. Oh, both.
There's a villager, so I guess he used bolt on that on the villager, did he?
Yeah. Isn't that kind of a waste?
No, because then I guess that way he's able to like secure the right side of the map. And
Right.
Joe is now starting to build his temple. And we're expecting a classical age up here anytime soon by Magic. Now we do have quite the nice amount of docks on this side by Joe. I'm really appreciating this play right now. Although Joe's having some issues trying to penetrate that right side.
That's what I'm talking about. Check out that sick wall off. He's got some extra protection for that villager.
You know what, guys? Only certain penetration is valid in this game. You got to be very careful.
So Zeus versus Isis, is that like allowed? Or is that a little too explicit?
Yeah, who has the advantage here?
So we'll talk about advantages and disadvantages here. And in my mind, Isis has the advantage just because, to me, you know, even though Zeus is a very strong god, Isis has the advantage just because Anatolia is an Isis map. You start with 2 gold mines, you have fish on both ends of the map, and really, you know, Isis is always guaranteed at least one side of the map. 2 sides if you get lucky. Typically at high level play, you don't get both sides, just the one. But we'll see what happens anyway, you know. So we got Hermes here by the Zeus player, and he's sending his centaur to the left. We did.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
he upgraded per scene for faster fishing instead of making any warship.
Okay. So that
I think he's
tells
gonna
us-
fast heroic.
Yeah. So that tells me that they're not necessarily going to fight here in classical on the fish. Which I guess this is like the new meta, right? I mean, they just kind of take one side each and go straight heroic. As you can see, they're both upgrading that fishing upgrade.
Wow.
I do want to talk about the map a little bit. I see that they both have secure 2 TCs. Now, as for the 3rd TC, I feel like it's a lot more accessible to Magic, just because Joe has to get past the cliff here to get to his 3rd TC. But it's not all that bad. I mean, it's not that bad.
What?
Okay,
What?
so
What was this?
so we see why the ceasefire was here, just because he was expecting a heroic age, and he was expecting Ancestors Eclipse by Joe, but Joe hasn't even aged up to heroic age yet. So really, that ceasefire was put to waste. He just tricked him with that Sphinx.
I don't know, man. I think that was, well, I see what you're saying. The Sphinx running in, it could go AE on him. But I think that was a misclick. I mean, there's no good reason to throw it down that quick.
Yeah, I could understand how it would be misclick. I would say, hard to say, really. Could have been a misclick, could have been the fact that he could have been set up for A&E, could have been the fact that Joe was attacking him on the water here on the right side. I don't know, we'll have to ask them after the game what the purpose of that ceasefire was.
predictions.
So we'll talk about predictions here. If you guys are still with me.
People are thinking ISIS.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm breathing.
Nice.
So who's your favorite? Who do you think is going to win here? What's your predictions?
You're asking me?
Well, we'll ask Strangestrike first, and then we'll get to you, Frank.
Yeah, I don't even know who these guys are, bro. To be honest, but I wish the best man win.
That's the spirit.
You know,
Right.
I just want to see a good fist fight. Fight.
All right.
Nice.
So Strangestrike, who do you think? What do you think is going to happen here in this series, and more specifically this match right here?
Strangestrike. That's a pretty arousing name, but go ahead.
Yeah. I think Magic's got a good map control, throwing down those 4 academies right away.
Okay.
But it's really open for anybody's game right now,
Okay.
especially since Joe's just up heroic now.
Okay. So who do you
Still.
think is going to win this match in the series? Like if you had to, if you had to say who's going to win, like who would you bet on? If you had to bet money on.
I think Magic would win 3-2.
3-2. Okay. And how about this on this map right here? Do you think he's going to win this as well?
Well, I'm only hoping for him to win, honestly, but I can't say that for sure. It's definitely still open.
Oh, you do.
Okay. To me, it looks like that ISIS is advantage right now, just because that ceasefire has been used, and
Yeah.
Joe still has A&E, though he is behind on production right now.
Hey, chicks, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
The priests. Do you think they're throwing rocks or they're throwing shit? What do you think they're throwing?
I'm not sure what they're throwing, to be honest with you.
I always wanted to know the answer to that, but sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we do have that A&E that's used in defense. I'm not entirely sure. See, the issue is with using A&E in defense, in my mind, is if you use it in defense, then you don't really have that aggressive push. And so that might be a concern here for Joe later when he wants to actually push. And also I've noticed how he lost that priest. That pharaoh, which is very, very
A
important.
little action going on.
Oh, look at those gold miners falling down one at a time.
You're talking gold miners. Where are we looking at here?
I'm just looking at Magic's base. He lost like 3 dudes there. 4 dudes.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch the gold miners. At the bottom there?
Oh yeah, his main, the top mine just a second ago. That's the only big damage the ancestors did.
Okay. So this is a big concern right now because Magic's got a lot of hoplite. And initially I was a bit worried that Joe's behind on production, and it seems to be pretty accurate. I don't know if this TC is going to go down. Doesn't look like it will go down. He does have quite a bit of an army here. He should start repairing that TC.
Why doesn't Joe throw down a barracks? Spam max.
Well, Axeman is definitely an alternative. Joe is way ahead right now in score just because of the kill-loss ratio right now. It's definitely in Joe's favor.
Right.
Magic is doing what he can to stay afloat here on that gold mine. But in hindsight, it looks like the gold mine placements are much better for Joe. Just because his third TC is able to protect these 2 mines here. So yeah, this TC doesn't look like it's going to live to tell the tale. He's going to need to send some army there ASAP. But yeah, anyway, the gold mine placement's definitely in favor of Joe. Just because that TC is not protecting anything. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's a sick TC.
I'm like what, like 5 minutes behind you guys or something?
You're a
Oh.
minute. You're a minute behind, I think.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the stream.
Pretty terrible.
So what are you thinking of the game here so far, Frank? What's your analysis?
Other than these guys are a lot better than I'll ever be. Pretty good. A lot of action.
Action is good. Action is good.
Absolutely. You don't want the game to be boring like No Rush 9 Days. You know what I mean?
I don't think anyone plays those kind of games.
I mean, I do. So shit.
So
I think
now we got,
Magic's been throwing away his army for too long.
you mean Magic? Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, Magic really doesn't have a choice at this point, right? It's hard to see how he should have played this because he really needed a gold mine, and it seems to be very difficult for him to actually get a gold mine and not be harassed constantly. Gold mines are
His
just
main goal just ran out.
yeah. So we do got some text here by these units. Sorry, not by the units, by the villagers. Obviously, we got Query. I'm not sure about Blue's builds, but don't want to get into action here. We got chariots on the hoplites, and it looks like we got the siege towers on the Tuxtos. We got Odysseus that should probably be picked off. I'm not sure if we got more. No, we don't got more scorpions in the build. If Magic is able to keep pumping an army like this, then Joe might be in trouble. Although it shows that Joe is way ahead in score. If he loses this position, it's going to be very critical for both players. I think it's going to be a turning point. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 5 minutes to 1 minute behind. I'm no use, but go ahead and strike.
Yeah, I think Magic is done. Like, he's out of the game at this point. I think this is the last push, the desperation push. But the amount of units just dying to arrows, complete waste.
Right.
I mean, for what I'm seeing, he looks like Magic's just feeding him, bro.
Yeah.
He's just giving him kills at this point. That's what it looks like.
To me, it feels like Magic is trying to delay the inevitable. Just because he's mining gold on that right gold mine there. And if he backs off from this push, I feel like Joe could start harassing him on that gold.
Yeah, good point. Joe's just about to see the miners too.
So I have another caster. His name is Danley, and he's going to be reading your guys' questions and letting me know what questions you guys have in the stream. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. So anyway, we're still here fighting for this critical position, but it seems to be
It's actually pretty easy.
It seems to be pretty hard to fight, especially since you got 2 towers and 2 migdals now, and he's got crenellations with. I'm not sure why he's got his pharaoh in there, but.
Oh, he's just up mythic now, getting Son of Zars.
Who's getting mythic?
Joe.
Yeah. So that's probably why he saved his pharaoh inside the tower there, and that's GG. Well done.
Yeah.
1-0 for Joe. And that brings us to match number 2.
Nice.
So because Joe used Isis, according to the rules, he can't use the same winning god twice in a row. So he's going to have to change it up here a little bit.